Welcome to another edition of Ask Loy, brought to you by Tropic Isle Living, the natural and the traditional way to an absolutely healthy, beautiful you. And today what we're going to be talking about is reproductive health and ovarian cancer. I have a special guest with me. Her name is Halcyon McKnight, who happens to be my cousin, my mentor, my all in all, my dear friend, who has ovarian cancer, and we have been talking, and I've been joining her on her journey. And for those of you who know someone who have cancer or who is going through a process of thinking maybe something is wrong, definitely have them watch this video with my guest, Ms. Halcyon McKnight. She'll be sharing with us her journey and the products that she used from Tropic Isle Living that is aiding in her healing. And I'm so grateful that she's here with me.
About 2 years ago, 2014 in February, I was diagnosed stage 3 ovarian cancer. And at first I had no clue, because I never thought that I would have ovarian cancer because I was so healthy. But I noticed that my body was going through a lot of changes. And for those of you who might be experiencing some of these symptoms I'm about to tell you, you need to be aware. For instance, acid reflux, bloating, severe constipation where you can't go to the bathroom. It's very important to alert your doctor or whomever you're talking to about these issues, because that's what happened to me. And I started gaining a lot of weight, and I thought, oh, it's just age, so I'll just ignore it a little bit. But it got to the point where I could hardly walk, and I looked like I was about 8 months pregnant because my uterus and my stomach had distended to that point. So when I went to the doctor, they told me had I waited 2 more weeks, there's nothing they would have been able to do for me. So at that point I decided, well, I need to do some research, figure out and learn all about ovarian cancer and see what we're gonna need to do. So as I was saying, I was diagnosed on February 7th of 2014, and on February 10th of 2014, I had a major radical hysterectomy. And they removed both fallopian tubes, both ovaries, and my uterus. And when they did that, I lost 55 pounds. Can you imagine? 55 pounds. I was carrying all that around with me. Needless to say, on March 11th, they started chemotherapy. Therein lies the problem. As you can see by the hair,
It's gorgeous though.
I lost all my hair.
I like it.
Hair used to be extremely long. I wore it in 2 twists, and most people thought I had dreads, but I didn't. It was just double twisted. Anyway, so I called my cousin Lois, and I asked about, what I could do as far as getting my hair to come back. And she told me about the hair kit that she has, all natural products, the shampoo made from the black castor oil and also the conditioner. And so I've been using that, and I've been having really good results with it with my hair. When my hair started coming back, this is a joke, I was blonde. No kidding, I was literally blonde. And then I started to become gray, or as most people call it now, platinum. I don't know where that came from. And then as you can see, my hair is actually getting black again. So I'm going through this metamorphosis right now where change is good. But there are just a lot of things that we've been doing to get me healthy. There are a lot of teas that I've been drinking that I learned about this week, and I'll tell you all about that later. And also this poultice that I've been using, which is castor oil. And I guess the cling wrap, if you can't afford to buy some fancy wrap, you get some cling wrap. Everything you have in your kitchen, you can use. And we can go from there.
So 2 years ago, when you told me that you had ovarian cancer, I was a hot mess. It sure was, because it was a shocker.
Yeah.
You eat well, you do everything right, and all of a sudden this happens. And cancer can affect anybody at any time. As we were talking about it yesterday, you can eat well, you can do all of these things, but with all of the toxin that's in the air, anything can happen. You're an athlete, look at you now.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens to the best of us. I mean, someone close to me is also going through the same thing. But you know what? God is good. You have to have faith. You've always been such a positive influence in my life. I'm like, oh God, I'm going through this without crying.
You'll be fine.
Okay. But I know certain things happened and it led you to this point where you're sitting on my couch right now. You went to a special place because something happened that led you to that special place. Can you share with our viewers what happened?
Yeah, as I was telling you, 2 years ago when I called you and we talked about health foods and different types of things, it was really interesting. But after the surgery, we started chemo. And a lot of my friends didn't want me to do chemo. But I was like, okay, the doctor says because of the condition that I was in, that I needed to do chemo fast, quick, and in a hurry.
Yeah.
So we went through the whole stage, the process of 6 months of chemo, lost the hair, the whole 9 yards. And then they said I was cancer-free in December, but I really wasn't. There were some cancer cells that were in my body that was not visible to the scan. So about 9 months ago, as you know, the cancer came back, and it came back with a vengeance. It attacked my bladder, my liver, and my abdominal lining. So once again, I'm going through chemo. And the doctor told me about, I would say 2 months ago, that my body was rejecting the chemo. And they wanted to try something else. And I said, no, I think there's got to be a better way.
Absolutely.
So I figured, in between all the healthy stuff that I've been doing, I wanted to try alternative medicine all the way. And so I did some research and I found out about this place called Hines, which is located in Seal, Alabama. And I kid you not, it's one of the best places you could ever go, because it not only deals with your disease and the symptoms of your disease, but it also deals with the cause of the disease. And most people don't know about that. So they deal with your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual side.
So it's like a detox center for the mind, body, and
soul.
spirit.
Yeah, the spirit, yeah, because it was totally detox.
Right.
And in dealing with the castor oil, when I first got there, I was so impacted because the chemo, the meds, everything had me just so backed up.
Right.
And my body,
for all intents and purposes, you were toxic.
I was extremely
Toxic, because chemo is toxicity, but you had to do it anyway.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, and a lot, but you know what though? A lot of people don't understand that. Traditional medicine has its place and holistic medicine has its place. Because when you are that ill, you need radical intervention, and hence the radical hysterectomy as well as doing the chemo. MediQueen, who's my mentor, has also told me that, when the body can't heal itself, it needs help.
It needs help.
So traditional medicine helps with that. Yeah.
So, I was so appreciative, because a wonderful person helped me to get there. And so I got there, and for the first 4 days I was fasting.
And fasting is a good detox.
Fasting is a great detox, but when you don't fast, you haven't fasted
in
a long time, you are starving. So anyway, so every day I got 3 tablespoons of castor oil. And castor oil has so many qualities, because not only is it for healing for the bones, the nervous system, it's a great digestive system tool, and it's also a very good tool for constipation.
All right, this is where I make the disclaimer now. She said 3 teaspoons, okay? Traditionally, we use it in Jamaica for that. That is how she does it, okay? Thank you.
Yes, that's how I do it. It has nothing to do with Tropic Isle.
There you go.
This is how I do it, and this is what I went through. And one of those moments. So after going through the surgery, the doctor told me that the chemo was going to bring on early menopause. And so I have my moments where I have flashes too.
We flash together too.
And yes, we flash together. Anyway, so went through the detox. They started giving me hypothermia baths, where they would bring my temperature to 102 degrees, so my body can start, my white blood cells can start building, so my body can start fighting the cancer cells. And cancer, people have this idea that what did I do wrong for cancer? It had to be me. No, my doctor said that it was just a cell in my body that went rogue. And he decided he wanted to be a spy.
There you go.
A secret agent. And so he was attacking everything in my body. But anyway, so I did the castor oil. I fasted for the 4 days. I had colonics. I had detox baths with the Epsom salt, with the lavender, with the baking soda. I went through all those things, and I started feeling really good. I hadn't been able to run in 2 years, and I started running again. My joints weren't bothering me, you know, all from castor oil and baths. Who knew?
I know. I know because, you know, I can keep telling my viewers how important it is to take your detox bath every day.
Yeah.
Okay, I do it twice per day with the baking soda and the Epsom salt, and put a little lavender in there for 20 minutes, as hot as you can take it. But do not, as I said, wash yourself off in that, because that is toxic water. Okay, you shower off. But anyway, go to.
Yeah, so with the hypothermia baths, they brought the water as hot as they could bring it. And a good test for those of you at home that's watching this, you get the tub as hot as you can, and you stick your elbow in. And if your elbow can handle the water, then your body can. Which is a trick I didn't know, because usually, you know, you put your foot in and you put your foot out.
Elbows are both.
You start doing the hokey pokey. try to sit down, But now the elbow is what works.
Right.
So I went through all of that, and for 2.5 weeks, straight detox. My entire diet has changed. I'm now vegan. And that's another topic for another discussion, but I'm now vegan. And I was never a meat eater. I was usually chicken and fish, but now I'm strictly a meat eater. I mean, a vegetarian. For breakfast now, I do a plate of fruit and a piece of toast or a bowl of oatmeal, and that's it. And most people say, well, how can you get your nutrients from all that? Trust me, I'm full of fiber, and what happens is after that they have what's called a 20-minute digestive walk, and I walk for 20 minutes to get the digestive system going and get the colon to push everything. And now I'm not constipated. I have great bowel movements, which is for a cancer patient. That is one of the things that are phenomenal, because you're pushing toxins out of your system. Because for a lot of people who are on meds and chemo, the meds make you constipated. And so you're backed up and you're uncomfortable, and your body is filled with toxins, and it makes you sick, it makes you nauseous. And I was going through all that, and I'm not doing that anymore. I feel really good. I mean, I'm still sick. My numbers are getting better. And so for the next 6 months after leaving Uchi Pines, or some people call it Uchi Pines, you have to follow your regimens of your teas that you're drinking. And so they call it herbal chemo. And then you have to exercise, which is very important. You know, when you have cancer, you just don't want to do anything. But that's when you have to get up, and you have to walk, and you have to exercise, and you have to stretch, because it's going to heal your body.
Right. And what I want to say too, you know, each patient, their prescription is different. So even though Miss Tootie is sharing it with you, her journey, you know, some components definitely can help you. But if you are, you know, very, very toxic, Uchi Pines is not only for patients that have cancer. It's for everybody who feel like they're toxic and needs to detoxify.
They deal with diabetes. They deal with obesity. They deal with every type of cancer that you have. They deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. They deal with a lot of issues.
So it's just like
it's a holistic center, but they do it all natural.
Right.
And I totally believe in them. They made a change in my life, because I learned a lot about food. You know, you think I can eat these things together. No. Lots of times you think, well, I'm gonna just have fruit and salad. No, do not mix your fruits with your salad, because it causes digestive issues. Excessive bloating, all these things can happen because you're mixing the gases. So I learned a lot, and I'm going to practice what I learned.
Absolutely.
You know, and then I was so happy, you know, that I came, and then I was able to get the castor oil from you to do my poultice. And the first night you know, I got here,
I had to wrap her, honey.
Yeah, she had to wrap me because I couldn't do it myself. And you know, it's you can use what's called chucks.
Yeah, and I'm just going to show you what a chuck is. Okay. This is a chuck, okay, but you can also, like I said before, you can also use the, like a flannel cloth that I have that's always constantly soaked in castor oil, but this is a chuck, okay? And also, if you're training your dog and you need doggy pads, you can also use
a doggy pad,
But, you know, I like to go if you can't afford the the cheesecloth or anything like that, this is a good alternative.
Yes.
Alternative. So what Tuli has used is Jamaican black castor oil. We totally just soak saturate it in there, put it on her tummy, and wrap her in Glad cling wrap. This little cling wrap here.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can't afford the Glad cling wrap, what I will have you do is just rub the castor oil on your tummy. Your tummy is going to act as a conductor to kind of get you going. But not only that, the poultice is great in terms of help to detoxify your reproductive system. It also aids in bowel movement. So when you get up first thing in the morning, you take your little poo-poo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not only that, especially dealing with ovarian cancer, the thing I learned about the poultice is that the castor oil will bring the white blood cells up to where the cancer is, and it will fight it. And so I never knew that about castor oil. And so with doing that, you keep it on at least 8 hours. You sleep with it for the night. Now it can get messy, but it's worth it.
Trust me, it is.
And it's wonderful. You wrap yourself and you wrap really good. Put on your PJs, the one that you don't mind messing up because it's gonna get messy.
I have a PJ castor oil. I have an Ondi castor oil. You know, you just put your healing pack together. And then you pray over it and keep on going.
Yeah, because it's really good. But getting your immune system, getting your white blood cells to really fight for you, that's one of the really good things that the castor oil does. So for the next 6 months, that's what I'll be doing.
Absolutely.
And also drinking my 5 teas, which is really nasty.
Okay.
But it's working.
Bitters are good for you, period. It helps with the bile, it helps just to get you going.
When they say bitters,
it's bitter.
It's bitter.
Okay.
But you drink the 5 teas and you mix it all together and you drink it. And so for right now, I'm doing 4 cups a day with 12 and a half cups of water. And let me explain to your guests, your viewers, that if you don't like drinking water, shame on you. Water needs to become your best friend.
Yeah.
Depending on how much you weigh, you divide that by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day. So I'm drinking altogether about 16 and a half cups of water because I count the tea also as water. And when I say drink something, I'm not saying drink a juice. I'm saying drink water because you have to, because it cleans your system. And if you really want to lose weight, that's the best way to lose weight is to drink water.
Okay.
And it's filling. And so when I was fasting for those days, I was drinking my tea and my water and I wasn't hungry, which amazed me. And I was exercising.
Because you get your nutrients from the tea.
From the tea.
And then you're also flushing
my
out.
system. Yeah.
Right. And you feel much lighter and freer.
Lighter wasn't the word. You feel good. You feel fresh. You feel clean.
Yeah.
And so it was really amazing. And you know, so I use my products. I use my shampoo. I use everything natural now on my body.
She went clean.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know what clean living is, she went clean, okay?
Yeah. And so, you know, I use the shampoos because they're all natural. Right now, nothing toxic is going to go into my system except for the air because I can't find the environment.
You can't
but I have control over what I do for me. And so the real important thing is to make sure that everything that you need is in place. And then you just follow your process and believe in your process and stick with the process.
And have faith and be very optimistic.
Oh, be very optimistic. Nothing about being negative. You have to be completely positive. You have to believe it's going to work. And me wholeheartedly, I have faith. I completely believe it's going to work. And you know, maybe the next time your viewers see me, my hair will have grown back really
you're
long.
going to be fabulous.
Yes,
okay.
I will.
And you still look fabulous.
Well, you know, I know it.
I know. But you know what I also want to tell people to let my viewers know too is that in the healing process and when you're going through this journey, as a caregiver, you have to empty yourself of every negativity, whether it be family, friend, or foe. Let it go. Let it go and let God. I say, for those of you who don't believe in your higher power, whatever you believe in, find that peace of mind that you need to make the healing process, much faster. Okay?
Yeah, that's one thing I learned in dealing with the source.
Yeah.
For me, it's God.
Yeah.
Our Creator.
I like that. I like the source.
Yeah.
So whatever source you need to go to, honey. Okay.
Yeah, I learned that because the key thing is a lot of times when people come to you with their problems, it's because they look at you as their source instead of going to the one that's the source. And so sometimes we take things so personal and we internalize a lot of things. And I found out for me, the cause of my cancer, yes, the cell went crazy, but I internalized so many things.
And you didn't help the situation.
And I didn't help. Yeah, I internalized a lot of things, and that caused, you know, the cancer didn't just start 2 years ago.
No.
My cancer started when Dada died, and it just kind of compounded. And I buried a lot of things in, and my family got on my nerves. I buried it
Feel
in.
it, girl.
Yeah,
We're in the same family.
Yeah, I buried it. I buried it inside.
Yeah.
And I hid a lot of things.
Yeah.